Welcome to Up to No Good. Today's topic is humor, an experience unique to human beings. And I know this for a fact because I've been telling my cat jokes for years and he still hasn't laughed. And I tried to tell my dog a knock knock joke once and she just started barking. Some of the toxic positivity people will tell you that it's your job to smile through life's beatings and just accept it. I'm not going to do that. I have a better way. Levity. What is it? It's not taking everything so serious or personally. Levity is something that is unique to us human beings. Though I am kind of skeptical, I've been seeing more videos on the internet lately of animals laughing. I'm not sure if it's some sort of psyop where the animals have discovered humor and this information is slowly being disseminated to us to avoid some sort of panicked frenzy. And then it's just under the guise of, oh, it's AI. But it's not. Nonetheless, if you happen to see any animals laughing, show them this video. Think about it. Humor itself trains mental adaptability. In order to be able to tell a joke, you have to be able to look at something from a slightly skewed perspective, and you have to be able to make connections that normally aren't there, like my cat not being able to laugh, AI videos, and conspiracy theories. Same skill set translates to resilience, creativity, and problem solving in life. Without these, we get rigid and brittle. With it, we can stay adaptable, and this trains the brain to adapt to stress rather than crumble under it. It trains us to see options where normally we would just see difficulty. Humor is like a cheat code for life, and that's why they call me a hack comedian. And in a world where horrible things are often on the screen, we always need something that keeps us human and allows us the ability to get through. We need levity. Laughing at a difficult situation can take it from being just a difficult situation to a difficult situation that's easier to manage. Laughter isn't a denial of our emotions, it's a way of expressing them. It doesn't change the situation, it just changes our ability to deal with it more effectively. On those days where life seems to get heavy and we wear thin, small problems can seem much bigger than they actually are. And since the inputs shape the outputs, this is where humor can really save the day. Humor itself can highlight and explain difficult truths rather than bury them or avoid them. Sure, you could take time to do mindfulness, focus on your breathing, shave your head, become a monk, or you could keep your hair and have a go-to that gives you laughter on demand. This could be anything from videos on YouTube, memes that you have saved, a favorite comedy podcast, anything that actually allows you the ability to laugh. It's like having a ripcord for those days where you feel like you're free falling. Personally, I have Spotify playlists that are specifically dedicated to things that make me laugh. I have YouTube videos that I've saved that I know get me a laugh whenever I need it. A couple of my favorites are Arnold Stogies and Gangster Party Line, and I'll link those in the description if you want to check them out. What these kinds of practices do is they're like a reset button on the feedback loop of your day. Things could be going bad, but if you take that moment to pull yourself out of that bad moment, inject some humor into the day, and then reassess the day, you actually come back to it feeling much better than if you just cycle through that same feedback loop. It's a pressure relief valve for a bad moment as well. And the added benefit is that it feeds the algorithm with ideas of things that you like, which means more joy and less drama in your life. And I'm not saying to practice escapism with your problems. This is meant to keep you afloat. It's meant to help you deal with the problems more effectively by changing your mindset when you deal with them, rather than being upset or depressed or whatever it may be while you're trying to deal with a problem. It's about getting through the problem, not getting away from it. And it's about putting yourself in the right mental state to deal with the problem rather than going at it from the wrong perspective. When it comes to humor, we don't have to get offended by jokes, even ones in poor taste. And to be clear, I'm talking about jokes, not insults. And even though it can be hard to tell the difference sometimes, it's always a choice of whether or not you respond to it or internalize it, and you don't have to. And should you choose, you could always find a clever response or fire back in playfulness. Some jokes aren't for some people. Some people have sensibilities and sensitivities that they just aren't going to find certain things funny. Personally, I'm not the HR department of the world. I don't even have the right haircut for that job. But you're responsible for your own words, feelings, and actions, as are other people. And if you choose to get offended by something, recognize that nothing changes about that except your mood. If somebody does get offended by a joke you tell, you're not required to apologize. You can simply explain that it was meant as a joke, cruelty wasn't your intention, and leave it at that. That should be sufficient. And I guess if you feel someone is being intentionally cruel to you, you could find somebody with the right haircut and report them. But don't get mad and ask for seconds by staying around. If someone serves you an insult, you don't have to eat it. You don't have to carry it home with you and have it for leftovers either. And this is doubly true when it comes to being online. Being a reactionary only feeds the trolls. You don't have to tone police the world. You don't have to get a laugh out of everyone, and you don't have to be offended by jokes that you just don't like. But if you want to give humor a shot, part of it is being willing to speak your mind. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to be honest and speak your thoughts. The only way you're going to know if humor works is by making an attempt, and then you'll know if you stick the landing. Some of the best laughs that I've had in life were uncomfortable truths pointed out by way of a joke, or even making a joke out of my own uncomfortable truths. Like the time I found out that my parents are Buddhists because they abandoned their attachment to me. Super relatable orphan joke there. Humor can illuminate difficult topics and open up the possibility for others to find release in them or even talk about them. It's cathartic. It's not just about speaking the truth. It's about speaking the truth in a way others can receive it. It's about the art form of words. I spent half of my childhood in foster care, which technically means that the government was my parents. Now I work at the post office, which essentially means that I've joined the family business. Finding a way to say things that are heavy with lightheartedness, that's the goal. Part of that is knowing your audience and your setting. Different people, different sensibilities, different places, different codes of conducts. Again, I don't have that haircut, but there are places where people do. Just be aware of those places and their policies. And know that a well-worded joke can take something that's pretty foul and polish it up to be pretty palatable. I'm not going to be the punching up versus punching down. Throw your haymakers. Swing. It should go without saying, make the attempt. Just don't be a dick. Know your intentions. Be self-aware enough to know when the joke doesn't land or when the audience doesn't get it, but don't go out of your way to be insulting. There's very rarely ever a true need for that. Humor is an excellent tool for bonding, where we can use it to joyously commiserate, find like-minded people, and bond over life's hardships. And we can use it to ingratiate ourselves to others as well. It can de-escalate a tense situation, liven up a dry one, save a conversation, or even start one. It can act as humility, allowing you the opportunity to laugh at yourself in difficult moments. It can save you from having to shave your head and become a monk or go get a Karen haircut. Remember to laugh, remember to live. Until next time, always stay up to no good.